Okay, so this is a continuation of how to use PC Traverse software. So so now it's time to input the bearings and like the points you've actually collected. So we have two kind of points. We have the actual points of your traverse. So I want to create your traverse, and then you have the site shots. Now the site shots are gonna be that's what gonna help you to actually draw the top view, the layout of your buildings, whatever you've taken, like the corners, the windows, the columns, whatever you've been requested to take. You will also like if you've taken a light pole, you will be able to identify the exact location of that light pole. Anything that you've actually taken a measurement of, like I mean measurement, which means a horizontal distance and an angle with reference to your to one of the end, with reference to a line on like you know, with a reference to a known line on your traverse or on anything, because different TAs use different techniques. So I'm gonna do it the exact way. I'm gonna do it the exact way that we actually did it in the tutorial, so I'm mentioning that again. Sorry for me being repetitive. So I just want to explain one thing that the TAs did explain to you guys, which is that the way if we input. So I have a little drawing here, a little sketch. You actually can find this information on the PowerPoints. It's posted on Moodle, and it's slide number 8. So it actually, not slide number 8, sorry, it's actually slide number 9. So it actually tells you what number, like each quadrant has a site number in PC Traverse. So quadrant number 1 has a number 1. Quadrant number 2 is 2, 3 is 3, and 4 is 4. Now the way it works is that actually the angles that are written, the angles that are inputted into the software have to respect have to respect this kind of whatever, like these numbers, okay? Because you can actually go and input, after you've done your calculations for the bearing angles, you can actually go and input your bearing angles, like whatever angles you get, okay? You can write down north 71 west as a bearing angle. You actually have to do it using these little I forgot the term, little not convention numbers, if you want to say it like that, whatever. So so here I have the numbers. So number 1 means that your angle is actually measured northeast. Number 2 is measured southeast. So it's gonna be, your angle is gonna be northeast, southeast, southwest, and northwest. Okay, so you see how it's measured. So the angle is actually with respect to your north. The bearing is always with respect to your north or south. That's why you see it goes from northeast or southeast, and it doesn't go from east south. So when you're actually inputting your data, you have to make sure that you respect these kind of rules, okay? So for instance, if I have an angle, if I have a bearing of let's say it's gonna be 70. Let's say I have, okay, so let's say I have, okay, this is the actual table that we're gonna be inputting. You know, this is the exact table that you had your point, the bearing, and the horizontal distance, and then you have the number of points, the bearings. Now this is actually what you guys have to sit down and convert, if you want to say, your actual bearings to to a format that your PC Traverse will be able to understand. And of course your horizontal distance is going to be in meters, so that's not a problem. So what you're gonna go is, like, you're gonna after you've converted your bearings. So let's, for example, this 471, I'm gonna go backwards. So 471, according to our quadrant convention, angle measurement, bearing angle measurement convention, a 4 means a northwest. So we already know that we are in the northwest quadrant. Okay, so we are in the northwest quadrant, and it means at 70, when we say 71, the next number, so the first digit is actually the first digit is actually your number, okay, and then your your what is it called? So your first digit is actually the quadrant number, and then this is actually your angle. So what you're gonna be doing is that you're gonna be going and inputting that in your PC Traverse. So you have your northwest, so northwest. So actually my 471 is actually north 71 west. That's what it actually means as a bearing angle. So if I want to convert it to a format that my PC Traverse will understand, you have to write it down as 471. So you have to do that for all of your points. So you have, I don't know, you have like how many points you have to all convert it to this kind of format and then input it in your thing. So I'll say that I have all of my points, and I'm gonna just input it here. So what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna press on my point, press enter, and then it's gonna see it's actually moving towards the next cell, and then I'll go to my bearing. Now see my bearing, it says 4, I'm gonna type 471. Okay, okay, oh yeah guys, your first point, actually, sorry, I made a mistake. Your first point is actually gonna be 0 0 because I got an error. You see, if I'm gonna press on bearing, okay, you have to actually assign, okay, if I want to actually set up my bearing, okay, I want to set up a bearing, like let's say 471, right? And then I get a pop-up error. You see what it says? It says enter this data on the next line. You cannot enter row data like bearing and distances for the first point in a traverse because there is no previous control point to compute from. So what they're saying is actually that's a point, right? So a point doesn't like you have to have like some kind of local x and like 0 0 point. So that's going to be your 0 0 point. So and then that 0 0 point you can actually take, you can draw a line. You're going to have your horizontal line, and then you can actually draw using your horizontal distance and stuff. Like you can just give that point a bearing. Okay, so what's gonna happen is that we're gonna go enter, and then we're gonna go to the second point. You see, automatically actually generated point number 2. I don't touch the type. I could have removed it actually, but I didn't. So I'm gonna input my bearing is gonna be my 471, and then my horizontal distance is gonna be 23. And see, it actually did convert it by itself. 71 0 0 0 0. Okay, I'm gonna 71 0 0 0 0. So you see north and west. It did it automatically, but if you go and double click on it, it's still 471. It didn't change. So and here it did change it to northing and southing. So and then you go and input all of your data, and then I'll come back. I'll input all of the data, and then I'll start a new video. So I'll see you soon.